If you're into almond milk, this video is for you. This one has no foam. Hey Busy Bees, it's Zhang, and today I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a taste and test drive test. So I have been really into making my own almond milks lately, just because I bought a Costco size bag of almonds and I need to use it up. And the best way that I figured out is to make almond milk. Plus, with baby coming, almond milk helps with producing breast milk, so I'm pretty much loading up. Anyways, I'm gonna be making almond milk two ways, one in my Vitamix and one in my Almond Cow, and then we're gonna see how they stack up to a store-bought almond milk. Which one will win? This one is the winner. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you guys want to see more of these kitchen test drives. Let's go ahead and get started with making our almond milk in the Vitamix. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by adding some soaked almonds into the blender, and here I just have whole almonds that I soaked overnight in filtered water. You can do as little as 4 hours soaked, but I prefer overnight just because it makes it a little bit softer. And then I just rinsed and drained it. Now I'm gonna add like a generous half a cup. So since your almonds expand, I started off with 1 cup of dry almonds, and then it expands to almost like 2 cups, but I'm gonna be using this for another recipe later, so we're just using this much for now. And now I'm gonna add in a little shy of 1 liter of filtered water. And what I've learned is that if you add a sprinkle of Himalayan sea salt, it acts as a preserver, so it makes your almond milk last longer. And then just like 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to give it some floral flavor. Now let's blend her up. Okay, so I gave it a whirl for just about 1 minute to make sure everything was nice and ground up. This is probably my least favorite part about making almond milk in a blender, is that it's like a 2 to 3 step process. I have to strain everything through a nut milk bag, like so. It's just like a fine mesh bag into a bowl, and then with the bowl I have to transfer it into a funnel to pour into my container. Let me just pour the contents into the bag, and then with clean hands I'm gonna squeeze the juice or the nut milk out. Pull the drawstring, and then we squeeze. But look how creamy that is. I'm really milking it here. It's a good arm workout. Cool, so our almonds are pretty dry. Here's our almond pulp. But see how finally the blender just kind of pulverized everything? I like to just use this to make almond crackers, but you can also use it to make pancakes, muffins, cookies. It's a great way to use everything. Nothing goes to waste around here. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour the almond milk into this container. I told you, it's like a 3-step process, but it's not too bad. Ta-da! Freshly milked almonds. Now that's our first method. Next, I'm gonna show you guys my new machine. It's called the Almond Cow. By the way, this video is not sponsored. I just love testing out kitchen gadgets. Okay, so this is a new gadget that I acquired earlier on this year. I bought it after seeing it on Instagram, and maybe because I was too lazy to keep squeezing out the milk from the nut bag, that I really wanted to try this out. And to be honest, it's what I use the most now. It comes with a few parts. So you have like a filter thing that you add your almonds in right here, and it has this plastic thing that catches any excess. I'll show you guys later. And then it also has this blade that grinds up your almonds. I was a little bit skeptical about how strong and how finely it could grind my almonds, but I was pretty impressed with it. So there's a line in here that shows how much water you should fill up, and I usually just use my container. Again, this is shy of 32 ounces. I'll pour it in, then I'll grind a little bit of Himalayan sea salt in there, It might look like a lot of salt, but it blends together really well. You won't even notice that it has a saltiness to it. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Again, I'm adding a generous 1/2 cup of soaked almonds. And this part gets a little bit tricky because I have to somehow maneuver the almonds around the blade, just because it doesn't really fit easily in here. I found the best way to do this is to kind of give it a shake, let it kind of settle at the bottom, and then twist to close. My almond maracas. Okay, now all I have to do is close the lid. It aligns with the plug right here. And now we milk the cow. It has such a cute logo. It's done! That took about like a minute, maybe less. Ta-da! No squeezing involved. The only complaint I have about this method is our pulp doesn't get dried out all the way. So I like to just let it drain down. And maybe I get like 1/4 cup extra from this, but also that my almond milk tends to be super frothy. Like, look at all the bubbles in here. The frothiness doesn't bother me too much if I'm gonna make a latte right away, but I do feel like it's a little bit of a waste, so I like to give it a shake to kind of even everything out. Look how creamy that is! So the comparison between this and the Vitamix is that I wasn't able to fill my Vitamix blender jar all the way to the top of this. So as you can see, one's lower in content than the other. So let's compare the two. This one's been sitting for like 10 minutes, but it looks pretty good. It looks nice and thick. This one, like I mentioned earlier, it's really foamy, and I don't feel like this ever had the same amount of foaminess to it. It went up to maybe right here, and that was it. Oh, let me show you how the pulp looks. See, it's very wet. I mean, I guess you could always pass it through a nut milk bag to dry it out, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of doing it blender versus almond cow. Like, I got this so I wouldn't have to squeeze out a nut milk bag, but I mean, it's okay. Next comes the fun part. Nate's gonna do a blind taste test for me to compare the Vitamix, the almond cow, and store-bought almond milk, blindfolded. Okay, so it's in the same. Okay, I'm gonna try this one first, okay? Is this a store-bought one? So this one I think is the store-bought one because the consistency is kind of thick, and I don't really like it. No offense, but I've just gotten so used to trying like freshly made almond milk that I feel like this is the store-bought one. It has a weird taste to it. It's kind of salty, okay, but not in the same way that is like the other ones that I make. Okay. This is one of the homemade ones. I don't know which one it is. Can I try the other one and then compare? This one tastes a little more watery than this one. Plus, putting it to my ear, it sounds foamy. This one has no foam. Oh. I would say this one is the winner just because it's extremely creamy. It just tastes more of the almond, whereas this one's a little bit more watery. It's a lot more watery than this one. Like, you really get the almond flavors, and it doesn't taste anything like this cup. Oh, this one is the winner. Is it the Vitamix one? The Vitamix one won! Wow, actually, I was not expecting that since I told you guys I've been using this machine religiously, mostly because I'm lazy. But I do have to say that I added a little bit more water to this versus this guy. However, the pulp, because I squeezed it myself, I drained every little ounce of water out of those almonds, and this one did not have, I wasn't able to do that, and I didn't want to take the extra step to do that because it defeats the whole purpose of it. Wow, I'm actually quite shocked. Which one will I go back to using? I probably still will do the almond cow. Maybe I'll add a little bit more almonds just because I don't have time to squeeze it like that. I know it doesn't take that long, but that's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video taste test. Let me know what you guys think and if you guys make your own nut milk at home. If you guys want to see more nut milk combinations, I've really been into making almond, oats, and coconut milk. I always do like a combination and it is the best. It makes the best matcha latte ever. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. Which one did you guys think was gonna win? And what gadget should I try next? I'm thinking an air fryer, but we shall see. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!